Alright guys, MattG here back again today. Hope you're all enjoying your Friday and looking forward to the weekend. Of course, difficult times globally right now, but today I wanted to talk about this Warzone tournament that went down yesterday. Talk about Warzone more generally, what it could mean for Call of Duty going forwards, because of course, the CDL on the league, the LAN stuff has all been cancelled. That's going to be played online. Still don't have any information exactly how that's going to work, but I can understand decisions like this are going to take a very, very long time indeed, given they need to consider the amateur side and how where the prize money goes and all of these kind of complications regarding playing online, DDoSing, and all these potential issues that could come into fruition. But of course, it is going to be played online. There's certain teams that we might want to favour due to that. But yesterday, there was this Warzone tournament that went down. And Warzone, of course, the Battle Royale that's just been released in Modern Warfare. Most people seem to think it's really, really damn good, especially for a lot of people were expecting from Infinity Ward, given a lot of the competitive scene don't really like the overall game too much, even though a lot of the casual side do really enjoy it. So an interesting dichotomy, I guess, within the scene right now. But Warzone's just come out and it's been dominating Twitch and dominating viewership, and this is really something that probably deserves more attention on this channel, talking about competitive Call of Duty, because Warzone and the people that are coming into watching Call of Duty because of this on Twitch, and of course the competitive stuff's going to be played on YouTube, which is something interesting that we can talk about in the coming minutes here. How much impact is this going to have on competitive COD? And of course, one of the cool things is that in this tournament yesterday, there were some big name competitive Call of Duty players, the likes of Nadeshot, Scump, Arcetes, Abeezy, I think Priester, Attach was in there, and then of course the champions being TP, Crimsix, and Clayster. So all of those guys and the people that are watching the tournament yesterday, a huge amount of people, will have seen these players thinking, damn, these guys are so good. They might tune into a Crimsix stream and one time he's playing 10s, right? And people are thinking, yo, what's this competitive scene? That's something to consider. But firstly, let's go through the tournament and exactly what these numbers look like, because it's pretty damn interesting. Like if you guys enjoy, subscribe if you're new as always. Love to hit 200 likes on the video. That would be class. First of all, Justin Taylor. So this lad over at Senior Director of Digital Marketing at Activision. 30 million players of Warzone. Pretty remarkable, to be honest, in terms of pure numbers. And let's go into a little bit more. So this is the Twitch numbers. This I find pretty incredible, frankly. So October, when the game released, was it October 25th? Something like that. October and November, average viewers 30k, 40k. Peak viewers being like 375,000 was effectively the peak viewership here, and a little bit earlier in August, I guess, when the beta went on, was the peak viewership. So when the game launched, all the excitement about all of that, they only peaked up about 375,000 viewers, something like that, when the game dropped. Recent peaks have been 75,000. This kind of stuff, of course, changes a little bit when the CDL used to be played on, or the CW in the past used to be broadcasted on Twitch. Then we had higher peaks. But see this happens. Warzone drops. Average viewership, which is incredible to me, 112,000 right now, far and away beyond what anyone else has, put out for all the other stuff, just normal multiplayer and all this stuff. Warzone blowing it out of the park. And then in terms of peak, we're hitting plus 500,000. And just before this video, I went to have a look on Twitch, see exactly what's going on here. And here we have it, like Call of Duty Modern Warfare. Even now, there's no particular tournament going on. It's still dominating Twitch. Like Animal Crossing, this new thing that's going on. CSGO, of course. League of Legends. They can't even compete right now with Call of Duty. And Just Chatting way down here, baby. These are the stats from last night. 317,000 peak viewers for this tournament, 2 million hours watched, 281,000 average viewers. That's just for this tournament, right? That isn't just for, Call of Duty Modern Warfare overall. So pretty remarkable, to be honest. It's incredible how many people are into this. Now, part of it, of course, is the environment that we land ourselves in right now. What else is there really to do in the world other than go on Twitch and play games? We're kind of in a lucky scenario as people who enjoy watching and playing games, because it's like, well, this is just what we do normally, right? So these were the results from yesterday. We had 10 teams playing. Vicstar, I'm sure a lot of you guys know these names. I'm Marksman as well. I'm not surprised to see him here, really, but remember watching his S&D videos back in the day, some top tier stuff. One of his earlier videos, I don't know if you guys used to watch Marksman, but I used to watch every single one of his S&D videos, and one of his top 5 players of the game, or top 5 players of the game, I have a clip in that, so maybe I'll go back and find it someday and share it with you guys. Pretty banging clip back in the Black Ops 2 days. But regardless, big name players. Top 4, we see Arcetes, Abeezy, and Priester locking it down here, and the amount of kills these guys get is just mind-blowing to me. Like, I don't know how they're so good. I haven't even played Warzone yet, but like, there's some some of these kills are just ridiculous. Myth comes out here with 62. Nadeshot, Scump, and Cloaksy was the top 3 team. Scump nearly gets a 120 a limb, so that's pretty much the highest I saw out of anyone. So pretty impressive stuff from Scump for sure. And then we have the first place team, TP, who just dominated the Black Ops scene pretty much all season in Black Ops 4, Clayster and Crimsix. So there's not really too much to read in here in terms of how good these teams are going to be online, but I always thought that was something interesting to mention, the fact that Clay and Crimsix, having won all of these online tournaments early season with the entire Dallas Empire squad, they also played like a gunfight tournament, I remember, that was like cross-platform, so they played against like Shroud and someone else, and it was Crim and Ilya, I think, played that, and they like crushed whoever they were playing, like 6-0, just dominated them all the time. Online tournaments are Dallas's bread and butter, to be honest. And here they go. They team up with TP, of course, who is long-time teammate of some of these guys. I pretty much played with all of these back on the Complexity Evil Geniuses, or just the Complexity Dynasty back in the day, because Clay got subbed out for Karma in the latter half of it. But regardless, these guys have all played before, and, this is just what you'd expect, right, from the Dallas Empire players. If it's an online tournament, whatever the situation is, they're going to go ahead and win it. Nade and Scump had some good moments. I'll just share a clip right here where Nadeshot is impersonating Crimsix.
Fuck! Let's go, baby.
Battle Royale. All right, soldier.
Bro, I'm literally cracked right now. I'm cracked. Let me hit the Crimsix.
Be advised, gas is closing in. Proceed to the safe zone.
Dude, are you fucking kidding me? Did you see Seth last map? He was shooting lights out. Dude, I'm literally going to skull fuck Seth this next game. Let's go!
Thought this is pretty funny, and it's great to see Nadeshot streaming games and he's enjoying stuff. I even saw a tweet yesterday about this whole pandemic situation with someone saying, oh, it's just a conspiracy so the government could recharge the birds and stuff like that. I've seen that tweet go around a few times on Twitter. People have been nicking it all over the place. But the guy who tweeted that had like 300,000 likes. He replied to his tweet saying, oh, this wasn't my original thought. I got it from Nadeshot's stream, and linked Nadeshot's stream, and I'm sure a load of people who watched that tweet went in there and started watching the tournament, which I thought was kind of cool. That had blown up onto the real high end of Twitch, like 300,000 likes and this kind of ballpark. So yeah, Dallas Empire once again leading the way, but not really too much to read into that. These were the overall results then, so TP, Clayster, Crimsix, so of course a few of these names that we know here, the blue names of course being ones that have pages on Call of Duty Gamepedia. All the relevant links will be down in the comment section, or not in the comment section, in the description box even. It's your job to fill up the comment section, and I'll read all of them as always. So results being TP's team 298 kills total. Pretty incredible how many kills they got per round here. Their record was 72 in round 3, like 65 in round 4, like pretty ridiculous overall slaying numbers here. And as TP says here on Twitter, can't believe we dropped 72 in a game. So Clay with 29, Crim with 21, TP with 22. This is the overall damage, so pretty remarkable. This isn't even a record, by the way, if you guys are keeping tabs on this. So, as I credit CDL Intel here says, Zeppa, who's pretty well known, like amateur, played with some pretty high up players in the Australian New Zealand scene, 78 kills in Warzone, 27, 29, 22 from Mika, Limax, and Zeppa down in the Aussie region. So, that I believe is the current record, but you guys feel free to go out and break it on your own back. So, moving on from that then, just some final quick comments on the Warzone situation. To what degree is this going to help competitive Call of Duty, if at all? Hopefully it will have some impact. Of course, the issue being that if loads of people are watching on Twitch, they're following a lot of the big Twitch, YouTube names, and not big Twitch, YouTube. That's kind of, I got myself confused there. What I'm trying to say is they'll follow the big pro players on the Twitch sphere and they'll see some of their streams. But then when the actual online Call of Duty stuff is streamed, it's going to be on YouTube. So that may cause some issues here, given all the viewerships on Twitch right now. And Twitch is kind of having a renaissance, in a sense, the amount of people who are watching it right now compared to Mixer especially. Of course, the global pandemic has helped Twitch, in a sense, with the current environment. However, I do think it's a legitimate prospect that people are watching Nadeshot, they're watching Scump, they're watching these guys stream. Maybe they go and find the YouTube channels that are associated with the Huntsman and these kind of individuals. If they keep playing competitive stuff, or they keep playing their Warzone, that will help the competitive scene on the whole. And I think, to be honest, these next few weeks and months of this online stuff could be huge for Call of Duty, because these LAN tournaments, they get a fair bit of exposure. People like to watch them, they like seeing the players in real life, but at the end of the day, when the Huntsmen aren't there for a weekend, players that people don't really know so well, and obviously don't maybe follow so much on Twitch and these kind of, the whole social media sphere, I suppose, they don't get as many viewerships, and we've seen that. However, these online tournaments, if they are tournaments, hopefully they're not league matches, but whatever they end up being, hopefully they can have all 12 teams playing. We have the Huntsman there every single weekend. We have some really, really intense matches that could potentially come about. FaZe, Huntsman, Dallas, all playing, and these tournaments could be massive, especially given the whole circumstance right now. People don't have a lot else to do. A lot of people are going to be watching this tournament, and I think this Warzone situation will help that. Of course, the YouTube, Twitch thing is a bit of a barrier. Hopefully we can get over that, and hopefully some of the players start encouraging them, their followers who are tuning into the stream, getting tens of thousands of viewers at once. Just go follow me on Twitter, then they'll publicize when they're playing competitive play and when they're playing matches in the CDL in the online league. So be intrigued to hear your thoughts on that down below. Few other things to mention then before we finish. I thought this was kind of funny. I saw this on Reddit here. I was actually going to make a video on the concept of hype battles and just why it's so frustrating, because as someone who's been around the competitive scene for a fair bit of time, and I'm sure a lot of you guys have as well, we don't see much value in the hype battles. So if you guys don't know what this is, effectively they get two like kind of celebrities. One of them would play with like a pro or a caster or something, and I think last time they played with Miles, but Miles played Halo back in the days. He's pretty competent on the sticks, let's put it that way. And then at London, they're like MattG and Doug playing with Nicky Romero, and I forget the other guy. They got some footballer in. I think he played for Chelsea or something. I forget exactly his name. But whatever the situation is, the hype battles killed viewership. And at London, they killed the fans in environment, because we had to wait for MattG to finish his like amateur game effectively. Then he had to get up on the main stage, or he was even on the desk, play the hype battle, and it just pushed the games back so far that people legitimately had to leave the venue during the grand finals to go get the last train back. Like, that's not an ideal situation. If you're going to say that the event's going to finish at like 8:30 or 9 so people can get the last train back and don't have to book an overnight accommodation, and then the event finishes at 11:30 because of the hype battle overrunning, that's not what you want. So not only did it kill the event in person, but also online. Most people who are watching the stream want to watch the competitive play. They don't care for these online hype battles and players that are just there effectively just to promote the game. Really all that's catering to is a casual who just happens to tune in and know one of these guys to watch that competitive sense, and then just to stick around. The problem is it has the opposite effect, and people who are actually there to watch proper competitive play, they watch the hype battle, leave, and then do something else and don't return for the next games that go into it. So not ideal. I think stuff like that is cool if it was published, if it was played either right at the start of the day or right at the end of the day or something like that, so it didn't interrupt the flow of matches, and then that could be posted around social media and on YouTube, and it would get some exposure to people who don't really have so much exposure to Call of Duty competitive already. They might find it on Twitch, on Twitter or on YouTube, these kind of platforms, and they might engage that way. The people who are watching live on YouTube, these are the guys that are pretty, pretty down for competitive Call of Duty anyway. Don't really care about the hype battle. So funny meme here really. Did you get rid of hype battle? Yes. What did it cost? Absolutely everything. So the online league, I imagine they won't have hype battles, but unfortunately it's now an online league. I was actually thinking about this though, so I thought that was kind of entertaining. Like if you guys enjoyed the video, subscribe if you're new as always. I would greatly appreciate it. Leave your thoughts down in the comment section below. More to discuss in the next few days for sure. Hopefully we do get some sort of announcement. I think there's actually a tournament going on, like a community tournament that I might be casting a couple of the games of tomorrow, so I'll let you know on my Twitter account tomorrow. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it's linked down in the description box below. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.